under the impression I was going to spread it somewhere, but I can't find it. So, might do. I'll give it a wet to snap the old stuff off and it snapped. Put a fair bit of mixed up here. Make sure it's well mixed in with the catalyst, the MEKP. See, it's changed colour slightly, so this stuff starts off blue, sets pretty much like a grey, blue, slight bluey grey. So you can see it's changing colour, and the more you mix up, the quicker it will go off. Now what we've got to do now is spread that out all over here. We've got to get this bonded in place. I don't want this too thick on here, but I want to get enough that it squeezes out. Leaving me with no air gaps behind it. I'm in the corner so it squeezes out the back. Bottom edge. Blobbing it out. I don't want to put that spreader back in here, because if that drops in here, that could set all this off. It's got catalyst on that bit, so just sweep them out. So that goes. I've still got to do round the back edge and a little bit more under that bottom, I reckon. I'll stick some on the board. Blob's done most of that. I'm going to mix up the same again. I think that'll be far too much. So I'm trying to keep this as thin as possible on the back, just so it's only got to bond that to there. I don't want to build up any thickness, I just want it to stick. See that changing colour already slightly, so that's good. I might need a little bit more yet, but we'll see. I'd rather knock it up in smaller amounts than knock up a huge amount and find oh I didn't need half of that. This stuff's about 50 quid a tub. Don't want to be wasting it. There. Build that in the corners because I can get my finger in there and smooth it round. There we go. A little excess on the edges there, that'll let it squidge out. Right, we go down this back edge. If I've got enough, I'll do along the bottom as well. Away from me. This serves two purposes. One, bonds it in. Two, seals the edge of the wood. So that makes sure the whole edge is sealed, and then a little build up for the bond in. Now I know it was a tight fit down that top edge and along this bottom edge. It was just this middle bit that needed building up. Give that a little bit more there. So allow for a bit of squeeze out. Got a little bit left there. Let's go along the bottom with that. So I can make sure that bottom edge is sealed. What I don't want is any moisture getting in there once I'm using the boat. So I'll do the same on all the sides, they'll all be sealed. They'll all be sealed with a bit of this and then painted. So that is that. Right, we are out there, and I think I've got that pretty much well covered. Let's see how that fits in there. Whoops, not up there. Don't there and there, did it? Great, that's all. I wiped it off. Put that on there. There we go. Right, let's get that in there. Pretty good. What I didn't do, I didn't put that one bit in there, did I? Get that just stick up there. A bit down there. Don't look too bad. I need to fill some of these, get the edges. But that ain't gone on too bad at all. Quite pleased with that. Right, let's mix up a little bit more of that. And just finish off the edges. Oh, quite pleased with how that's gone. I've got to build up the edges, just fill in them holes down the back side there and give it a radius. So when I glass it in place, the glass flows around the bend and not at a 90-degree angle. I've done a load of videos today, so what I'm going to try and do is just, I'll make a couple trying to keep them as short as possible, sort of like 15-20 minutes at a time. So I've basically got quite a bit done today, a lot of it's sanding and stuff, so I'm learning how to edit. So what I'm hoping I can do now is I'll take some of it out, I'll make some of it like fast forward, like 2 or 4 times the speed, so that we're not sitting there watching loads and loads and loads of sanding. That's just boring. But sometimes it's nice to see what happened and now I've got to where I'm going. You know, it's otherwise it's like seeing a car journey when someone pulls away and when they pull up, you don't know how they got there. What happened? So, you know, I like doing live feeds and stuff like that. I'll do a lot of them on Facebook. But I mean, literally, it would be hours of basically me mainly sanding. You know, if I done a live feed doing this, which was, you know, that's me getting on with my work. And if you want to watch it, that's great. It's probably not the most entertaining. I'll make sure it's squeezed in there. I did have all this sanded up, prepped and done, this face. I'd started doing this side, but then I changed my mind on what I was going to do with it, so it happens. But I'd rather change my mind now and make the decision rather than get the boat all done and then think, oh, I wish I'd have done that. This side in a moment. Let's get this side done first. I'm squeezing that through so it's coming out the other side. Then I can run my finger around the inside. That will push it back this side, give me some excess this side, and then I can use that to make a radius. And then this can be sanded off once it's set. And that'll be a job for next week. Said before, I'm going to leave the gap at the top. I can pass wires through that. Excess. More up there. Like that. Beautiful. I find that works quite well if you put your spreader down just shy of the front surface, squidge it down, and force that out the end. It all blasts up the side. Then you can run your finger down it, like so, removing the excess. And you take your spreader and scrape off the excess along the front, like so. Leaves you with a nice rounded joint that's all ready to just sand down or glass over once it's set up. And I'll do the same on this side. Not really got anywhere to put the camera on, I'm covered in goo, so it's basically the same as what I've done there, squidging that in here along the back side of this. Again, I'd finished this top on this side and I'd rounded it all over so that I had a nice smooth transition there. But then I've got to change my mind of what I want to do with it. So now I'm going to curve it that way up the bit of wood. Too bad if that's all I've wasted. Seal the top of that bit of wood from moisture getting into it. Should have done that before I put it in, hindsight. But not bad. Not bad at all. Hardly any waste. Probably just squeeze that in down that corner. Alright, so I think that's about it. So all we wasted was that. That's stuck in place. All that's done. I'm pleased with that today, so that's quite a bit achieved today. So we have got the shelf glassed in top and bottom, tabs at the ends, so that ain't going anywhere now. I've got my side fixed in place. That's basically the shield for my cooker, stops any splash going over onto the seating area, because I'll have me nice seats here. I don't want to be cooking and have things splashing all over them, because I'm going to end up with big stains all over there, or something hot dropping on there and melting it all, or even worse, bursting into flames. Yeah, so that's going to protect us from that. I've got a nice bit of stainless that would possibly go on there as well. So back to this side, that's all fixed in there. I've got two stainless steel hinges to go on there. I'm going to have a little fold up table that pops up, something like that size, so it'll sit just above the level of the seats and then fold up and down from there. So that's the plan, but that's all in place. I can get that glassed in. I'll probably let this set up for now and glass that in next week. Now I'll have a look and see what the time is, but I think I'm going to be pushed for time to get that done today. Might be nice to glass it in today whilst it's still wet on one side, but we'll see. I'm going to wrap this video up here because this is already going to need editing and shortening off. So thanks for watching Life of Dave, and I'll catch you all on next video. Bye for now.